Good morning, everyone. It is April 14th and it is snowing out. Welcome to Counting Sheep Family Farm. Today I am going to be doing some delicious eggs. I'm just going to push stop on that for a second. Delicious eggs in my Instant Pot. It's a spin-off from the ones from the popular coffee chain, the egg bites that are going around. I will post the recipe in the bottom of the comments. And I'm going to show you the first batch that I've just finished cooking, and then I'll come back and quickly go through the steps on how to make a second batch because they don't last very long in the house. So what I've done is I've just shut my Instant Pot off. I've cooked it for 8 minutes on steam, and then I let it rest to come to natural release for 10 minutes. And now I'm going to push my little steamer to get the rest of the steam off. And I'll show you when I open. So all the pressure is released out of my Instant Pot. So I'm going to open the lid carefully and make sure I don't get any more moisture in there. Oh, I'm fogging up. And you can see I've got them covered in tin. They're just little mason jars, the 125 milliliter mason jars. And once I pull them out, I'll show you what they look like. All right, so my first batch has come out. Now the recipe shows it makes 4 servings, and they're using mason jars. So I didn't fill these all the way quite up to the top because I found that filling it 3/4 of the way is more than enough for a serving, and it actually gives you 7 instead of 4. So you can see the bacon on the top. It's beautiful, light and fluffy, and I'll show you once it's dished out how beautiful they are and how well they turned out. All right, so getting started here, we've got in a large mixing bowl 4 eggs, and you're probably wondering why these are so super yellow. Well, of course, they're farm fresh eggs. So these are this morning's eggs, and they're nice and beautiful. To that, I've got about 3/4 of a cup of whatever kind of cheese you want. I'm using Havarti. You can use Gruyere, cheddar, whatever you'd like. And then I've got my 7 little mason jars all lined up, and I've got them well oiled or sprayed, whatever you'd like to use, just to make sure that the egg doesn't stick. And then to the bottoms of them, you're just adding some crisped up bacon. You could use ham. You could probably use any other meat that you'd like to use at bacon. You could use, or breakfast rather, you could use sausage. The bacon is really, really tasty in it. To that, I'm going to add in about half a cup of cottage cheese, and then 1/4 of a cup of heavy cream. And I'm going to combine that all with my immersion blender, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. So I've literally just blitzed this on pulse for about 10 seconds until it's nicely combined, and that's pretty much it. And then I'm going to pour them into the mason jars. So I've poured all of the egg mixture into my little ramekins, which are my little mason jars. And now what you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of tin foil and you're going to secure the tin foil over the top of it so that no water gets in during the cooking process. You don't want to put your rings on and your mason jar lids. Save those for after the fact when you want to put them into the refrigerator, and they're great little storage containers until you're ready to eat them. All right, I've got all of my little containers sealed with the tin foil gently, and to my Instant Pot rather, I'm going to add 1 cup of cold water to the bottom. I'm going to make sure that the trivet that comes with it is sitting in the bottom, and then I'm just going to line in the exact same position that I have on the counter into the Instant Pot. So here they are, all nice and snug inside the Instant Pot. When I first put them in, I actually kind of offset them a little bit because the trivet is a little bit smaller and I don't want them to tip into the water. So do a bit of a balancing act, and you can fit 7 in there quite nicely. So I'm going to put the lid on. There, I'm going to make sure that it's set to sealing. And then I'm just going to come to the start. I'm going to push steam. I'm going to set it for 8 minutes. I'm going to wait. It's going to click on. Takes a few seconds. And once it clicks on, it will stay on the on position until it builds up enough steam inside, and then the cooking process will start happening. You'll get your countdown of your 8 minutes. Once the 8 minutes has gone off, an L will show as it's coming for cooling, and it's releasing the pressure slowly. We'll leave it on for another 10 minutes and then release the pressure like I did at the beginning of the video. I'll come back when it's on. So I'm still waiting for the rest of the second batch to come out, but here is what they look like, and you can see they're beautiful and soft and fluffy and a perfect addition to any morning, lunch, or even dinner. And if you have someone in your house like my husband who doesn't enjoy them, then just go to the old favorite, cast iron, fried eggs in the frying pan. Delish. So we are back to where we started the video. I'm going to push stop and we're going to release. It's been sitting for 10 minutes on natural release. So I'm just going to very carefully let the rest of it out. And as soon as all the steam comes up and the pin drops, then we can open it up. So I've roughly been in the kitchen for about an hour, having a cup of coffee or 2 or 3. And this really has taken no time at all to do. If I had prepped both of them together, it'd be done in half the amount of time. I made 2 separate batches because I was requested to by my son. So I'm going to take the lid off, make sure I don't get any of that excess water pouring into my eggs. And you can see some of them are nice and light and fluffy, and some of the actual tin foil has actually popped up because they've risen so much, they're so fluffy. And I'll show you once I pull them out. So here we are, we have the finished ones out. The ones in the back were from the first batch, so they're room temperature now. So you just put your lids on them, sit them in the fridge, and they're good for a week if they last that long. They're absolutely delicious. So I can't keep them in the house. They're worth the try. If you have an Instant Pot, check out the recipe. It's pretty simple, and you can play around with it as much as you'd like. Again, just make sure that you put the tinfoil over the tops of them so that the water doesn't get inside, and you'll be good to go. If you have any questions, shoot me a message. Enjoy. Have a great day from the Funny Farm.